and talk about the national capital now, because Delhi is now the world's most polluted city once again. And air quality as far as wetters has been reported in hotspots as severe as Delhi's air quality index is on the brink of entering now even the hazardous category, where over a dozen out of 40 monitoring stations in the city are already reporting alarming figures, reaching to an AQI 437. Let's get you this ground report that has been filed.
While the initial few days after Diwali brought a sigh of relief for the people of national capital, the pollution level have again started to get worsen in the national capital. Today, the air quality index at 6 a.m. in the morning is 389, which means that the air quality of the national capital is very poor. Currently, we are present at the Akshardham area, where you can see the daily phenomena of haze, of this thick smoke getting intensified. As the temperature is now lowering down, you will see this intensity of this smog, this almost haze-like situation increasing when the visibility will also decrease. Now today, the more concerning part is that at 6 a.m. in the morning, there are almost 13 monitoring stations which are falling into the category of hazardous or severe air quality. 400 mark has been crossed in more than 10 stations, 13 to be precise, which includes Anand Vihar, Ashok Vihar, Padparganj and other places, Bhavana as well. Hence, it needs to be seen what will be done in the upcoming days, because now two phenomena will happen according to the prediction by the Institute of Tropical Meteorology as well. The temperature will come down. Now the average temperature of the night is lowering down, and that is why you see this haze getting concentrated in the atmosphere, because now there is a mist in the atmosphere. Also, when the wind speed will slow down. Luckily, from past 2-3 days, we are having a favorable amount of wind speed, which is favorable for the dispersion of the pollutants. But with the winter coming, now this wind speed will also slow down, and these pollutant particles will be concentrated in the environment. Now, the Supreme Court is also scheduled to hear the matter. Last time it had summoned the officials from Punjab and Haryana when it comes to stubble burning. Recently, also on the night of Diwali, the contribution of stubble burning was max. 35% of the entire pollutants in the national capital came from stubble burning. The number of cases were completely increasing from past 2-3 days. However, yesterday the number of cases were comparatively low, but still it contributes to a sizable amount of pollution when it comes to the national capital.
Well, Shivam himself is joining us live right now. Shivam, we were looking at your report as far as the situation that continues to remain dire, and getting the tag of the world's most polluted city. This is not something that Delhiites should be proud of.
Definitely, Amita, and especially these situations are arising at a time when the weather situation are in favor of the dispersion of the pollutant, because it's November. We are standing on central Delhi on a November morning in shirt. It means that there is no that the cold weather that Delhi experience in November. It's not like that. It is still warmer, and that is why it is even helping the pollutants to get dispersed and also not to concentrate. But what will happen once the temperature will come down is the major concern, because every year we see when the winter starts to kick in, when the winter starts to intensify, so is the pollution as well, because there's a phenomena which the experts have said that when the temperature goes down, there's a thing called dispersion layer. Dispersion layer is basically a layer above which your pollutant particles cannot disperse, and when the temperature goes down, the dispersion layer comes near to the atmosphere, near to the people, and that is where these pollutant particles become more toxic, and also people are more susceptible to these pollutant particles, be it PM 2.5 or be it PM 10.5. Currently also, where the air quality index in the morning was 389, it is still in the very poor category of 370 for now. And I would also urge my camera person to show that almost in the morning as well, it's a sunny morning, but you see everything almost hazed up here as well. The building behind me is not more than 50 meters apart, but you will also have to put extra emphasis, extra pressure on your eyes to particularly see the environment nearby you. And that is the major concern that is arising in, because even Supreme Court has also almost slammed the whether the neighboring state or as well as the CAQM, which is the central body when it comes to countering the pollution, that their attitude towards curbing the pollution is not as it's expected to be. While the good news for now is that the number of stubble burning cases are still comparatively less as compared to the last year, but they are still one of the major contributors. In Diwali as well, the contribution of stubble burning was 30-35%. Yesterday as well.
So that remains one of the major factors as far as we are looking at when it comes to the rising levels of air pollution in the national capital. We also have Kritika joining us. You can see the masks are out once again, and this is only because of the rising pollution levels in the national capital. Kritika, as Shivam was pointing out, the day after Diwali, it was the Delhi Sarkar that seems to be patting on its back, saying that it was the second cleanest Diwali air that the people have witnessed. But what happens now? We are back to square one.
That's absolutely right. In fact, the weather is the first thing that is pointed out when it is unfavorable to the AQI by government officials, whether it is the Delhi government as well as the NCR state governments and the central bodies also. But what we are also witnessing is that this is a unique problem to the national capital. Instead of it becoming a unique opportunity for these governments, it only indulges in blame game. Right now, we're at the Anand Vihar terminal, and our camera person is trying to give you a sense of the high level of congestion that we can witness early this morning. Remember, this is the spot where pollution first peaked. It has been a hotspot for years now. And last time, the Delhi Chief Minister Atishi and Environment Minister Gopal Rai were here. They did say that they will ensure regular sprinkling of water and deployment of anti-smog guns. We've been here for over half an hour right now. And first, because of the traffic congestion, and secondly because of ill implementation, we haven't been able to see even a single MCD machine over here, even a single anti-smog machine over here in the time that we've been standing at this intersection this morning. And remember, yesterday nearly half of the national capital, half of the stations were recording readings in the severe to nearly severe category. That's half of the capital that's breathing in air that is extremely toxic and can cause serious health problems to not just people with predisposed lung issues, but also with people who are relatively healthier. We've also been speaking to residents who've been saying how even their air purifiers inside their homes, it takes almost the entire night to get the AQI from over 400 to a level of satisfactory, which is just below 100. So this is an extreme problem that we are dealing with, but so far we are not seeing implementation to the kind that we should have. Because what the prediction of the early warning system for Delhi's AQI also is that the wind speed will continue to remain in the very low category, which would mean that there would not be any help due to weather conditions in the dispersion of pollutants. But we do not have policies on ground that can, in such conditions, turn up and ensure that the residents do not have to mask up the way I do every day when we step out into the national capital.
If we talk about the weather condition, it is already quite warm even in the month of November. Such a phenomenon which is rarely witnessed, as the temperature in Delhi today is touching around 30 degrees, and the day forecast minimum and maximum temperatures of 19 and 32 degrees respectively. But Delhi has been experiencing, as far as the humidity levels, at 27%. Now, with the temperatures that range between 19 degrees to 32 degrees, this is going to be a hot day as far as looking at the air quality is also concerned. That is almost reaching and has crossed the 400 figure mark, which is in the severe category. And that is, however, when it comes to the pollution levels in the national capital, that continue to remain on the rise. Shivam and Kritika, thank you very much for joining in with those updates. Let's, in the meantime, shift focus and talk